What's up, everybody? We're going to be talking about Costco's opening, grand opening in about 1 month from today on today's video. Right now, it's mid-September. October 19th is the current date for that new Costco on the north end of Bend and its grand opening. What does that mean for the location? What does that mean for the current and old buildings? What does that mean for the neighborhoods and the makeup of Bend and Central Oregon? So let's just jump right into it right now. We're going to be touching on this new Costco as an updated version of the original video we did about a year ago. It's coming to Bend. The big city's getting a new Costco and it's ready to open in about a month. It's been about a 5 to 7 year project. So let's just jump into it right now. Hey, this is your first time to the channel or it's your 50th, doesn't matter to me. You want to know everything there is to know about living, eating, sleeping, working, playing, the good and the bad, the shopping of Costco, where it's located in Bend and surrounding Central Oregon, then subscribe to the channel. Tap that notification bell below so you can be the first to know about the current market happenings in Bend. My name's Ryan. I've lived in Bend for over 30 years. Zach and I, we get calls and texts every day from people just like you looking for help on their transaction as it relates to their real estate needs. Here in Bend, whether it's selling, buying, or relocating, it doesn't matter to us. We want to be the ones that provide that service to you and help you with that transaction. So when it's your time to reach out, please do so. All right, so let's hop right into this video. Costco has made a new building, a new constructed building. It's ready to open in a month. Believe it or not, it's been under construction for about a year. And that thing shot right up, and October 19th is the grand opening date. If you're a current member of Costco in Bend, you know this. There's a big old banner that is hanging up where you check out, and outside of that, you wouldn't really know it unless you pay attention to the news, but it is ready to rock and roll. It is a 52-acre parcel of land in a 185,000 square foot building. The current building is much smaller. I think it's about 140. And it's old. It's 30 years old. So this Costco went in back in 1994. We're now getting a new one, and it's in a better location from a perspective of serving the masses of Central Oregon. Right now, it's on the east side of town. It's kind of hard to get to unless you live right there on the north or the southeast side of town. Even if you live on the west side of Bend, you got to go through a bunch of traffic. Sometimes you have to go through downtown. Sometimes you have to go through midtown. It just can take a while. There's a lot of narrow streets, roundabouts, etc. Here, it's just hop on the parkway and you are close. If you're in Redmond, you're happy. If you're in Sisters, you're also very happy about the new location. And it's a much bigger building, 185,000 square feet of modern Costco wholesaling, if you will. In addition to that, there's going to be a gas station, which is huge. I think that's one of the big reasons why Costco wanted to come, is the fact that they were missing out on all that gas revenue and fuel revenue. Generally speaking, it's a good deal for any consumer. It's about 20 to 30 cents per gallon less than the fair market value. So it's probably going to be the cheapest or among the cheapest gas stations in Bend, and you can bet that it's going to be busy. In addition to that, we're going to have a car wash as well. I want to show you guys what this looks like. This is Central Oregon Daily News about a month ago, but this is the banner here. It's hanging up in our Costco right now. And we're going to be saying goodbye to that building here very soon. A lot of people are not going to have any use case for the east side of Bend anymore. So what is that going to do to the east side of Bend, especially with other smaller mom and pop businesses or maybe Whole Foods? I mean, I can bet that basically Trader Joe's over on the north end of town is now going to adopt or just be able to grandfather in the traffic that Whole Foods was getting off of Costco people that go into Costco. I know that I do that all the time. I'll go to Costco, then Whole Foods. Now it's like I'll go to Trader Joe's. I mean, I'll go to Trader Joe's anyway, but now it's going to be right next to Costco. So who knows? But anyway, let's take a look here. Here is a map of Costco as it relates to the proposed building that's now actually upright and slated to open up. So let's take a look here. This is going to be the parking lot, and this is not exactly accurate. I don't think Fred Meyer is going to be right here, but there will be a proposed Fred Meyer. I think that's still in the works. There's going to be all kinds of businesses that want to go in near Costco because of the volume of traffic that Costco demands and commands. So you can imagine a Fred Meyer there too. It's just going to make things crazy. Already crazy enough over there on that north end with all the shopping that already exists. Home Depot, Lowe's, Best Buy, etc. Target's over there. But let's take a look here. Modern building, 185,000 square feet. But take a look here. The entrance is on a corner. So unless you go to a bunch of Costco's and you've been to other Costco's that are newer, this is kind of a big deal to some people who've only been to the Bend Costco, where like the entrance is like on the south facing wall. and there's only basically parking right in front of the entrance, right? This is the only place where people park really. Occasionally it's over here. Now you're going to have basically parking that wraps around the entire 3/4 of the building. So 270 degrees of parking. That's a huge deal. Imagine going to Costco and you don't have to compete for a parking spot with 3 other cars. That's the way it is right now. It's so frustrating, and it's probably really anxious for some people. There's some anxiety issues going to Costco, some PTSD. Hopefully that mitigates. Now that the building's maybe 45,000 square feet larger than the current building too, are you going to be able to actually push your cart and not have to worry about getting T-boned by somebody else's cart or competing for position and all kinds of like the sample lines and all that stuff? Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see what happens. But this is the proposal here. What other businesses are going to be coming to Costco as a result of the new location? Will, dare I say it, In-N-Out Burger eventually show up? That'd be kind of cool, right? There's already a couple in Oregon, so never say never. I could totally see it now that we're starting to get them in the valley on the west side of the state. So I think Bend is just a matter of time. But anyway, let's continue focusing on Costco here. Let's zoom in here. This is a map of Bend in Central Oregon. You got Redmond up here. You've got Sisters up here. Some very important things that we need to cover. Obviously, the locations are key. The east side, it's, this is where it's at. It's right by Pilot Butte. It was kind of hard to get to unless you live right there on the south or northeast side of town. And especially if you're coming from Redmond, if you're coming from Sisters, maybe not so much Prineville, but ultimately you're going to be over here now, and it's right off of our 2 main highways, which is a very important distinctive change. If we zoom in a little bit more, what we're going to notice here are some very interesting developments. If you haven't been to Bend for a while, or if you're considering moving to Bend, and Costco's something of interest to you, I'm sure it's not a deciding factor, but this could really change up the makeup. There's going to be so many more cars that go northbound to this particular area. There already is a ton. This is our main drag here, Highway 97. In fact, this just changed. I'm gonna explain this here in a second, but Highway 97 to and from Redmond is the busiest road in Central Oregon, and probably the second busiest is going to be right here, Highway 20. And so they merge right here at the north end of Bend, and where Costco is going to be happily relocating to. I'm sure they're very happy about that. But the reason why it was delayed so long, let's go over here to the satellite. You got Cooley Road here. This was 97, the old 97. Okay, this was the road to and from the airport. This is the road to and from Redmond, Portland, etc. You have 2 large stoplights, one right here and you have one right here. This used to bottleneck traffic on the north end like crazy. So if you're going to the airport from Bend at like 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock on a Friday afternoon, you could bet that this light here and this light here might hold you back by another 10 or 12 minutes. Or if you're coming in from Redmond on Friday, like 4 or 5 o'clock, you stop right here. I mean, this is backed up, maybe sometimes a mile, no kidding. And so like every 30 seconds, red, then green, it was horrible. And then you have a second one up here to go along with it. So anyway, Costco decided they wanted to come and be located here. And the city of Bend said, hold on, we got to fix this situation first. We have got to fix this traffic situation before you guys come. You guys pay for it, Costco. Costco's good. No way. We're not paying for it. You pay for it, Ben. Anyway, there was a butting of the heads for a while. That's what really kind of delayed everything. Eventually, it was settled and agreed upon. And now we have, the satellite image does a good job because it's already current. This right here is the new byway of Highway 97. And it's up to speed. And so it goes around this shopping area. So this is still a local road here, but it's not the highway anymore. You can see it's all connected still. Now the key here is when you get off on 97 or you need to go to Sisters or to Costco, you got to figure out which one of these exits is going to be yours, because if you don't, you're going halfway to Redmond before you have a chance to turn around. So you'll have to learn that. I think some people have already suffered from that. You learn pretty quickly, especially when it comes to the sake of time. But Costco's coming in. It's going to join Lowe's, Home Depot, Target, Best Buy, Dick's Sporting Goods, Ross. What else do we have? World Markets over there. Trader Joe's, of course, is going to really benefit from that. But yeah, we got Costco. It's up on the north end of town. It's a modern building. It's going to be so much better than the current Costco that we have. The gas station, the car wash, etc. It's in a good location. It's going to draw a lot of business over to this side of town. It's going to drive a lot of traffic to this side of town. What does it really mean? As far as real estate goes, what's it really mean for the east side of town? What's it mean for the north end of town? And just future development. We get a Fred Meyer over there. What else is coming? There are lots that are for sale over on that side of town now that are commercial, and they are for millions and millions of dollars, because when Costco goes somewhere, it just commands so much more traffic. So we'll see what happens. But ultimately speaking, this is going to be just a short video updating you on Costco and the fact that we're about ready to open one up and have our second location. Obviously, the original is going to close down. What's that going to be? We do not know yet. It could just be a housing or a facility for Costco, and they might just retain it for all we know, but we don't really know for sure yet. But the new one's slated to open in about 1 month, and the north end of town is about to change drastically as it relates to the volume of traffic that goes into those parts of town every single day. Redmond people are going to be happy. They don't have to go all the way to the east side of town. Same thing with Sisters. Lapine, probably a little bit happier, right? Just go right through Ben on the Parkway. But we'll see what happens. And yeah, that's slated for about 1 month from now, October 19th, and it's going to change up the makeup. That's Boyd Acres neighborhood up there on the north end of town. There are subdivisions over there, and there's going to be a slate and plan for several more subdivisions in and around that Costco area as it continues to develop out. So that is what's going on over there. If you guys have questions, concerns, comments, please drop them in the comment section below. Hopefully you don't have to compete so much for those parking spots anymore. Hopefully you don't have to worry about just the anxiety or the stress that goes along with being inside of a Costco on a really busy day. And yeah, enjoy the change, because I think we're all looking forward to it. We're already thankful for the new mitigated route of Highway 97 that takes you to and from Redmond and Bend. You probably save an additional 10 minutes. If you're going to the airport and you don't have to worry about those two stoplights, depending on the time of day, you probably save yourself a good 5 to 10 minutes of drive time. So we're thankful for that. I guess we could maybe thank Costco a little bit for that too. But that's currently where we're at right now. As far as real estate goes on that side of town, we don't know exactly what that's going to do for the price points. But what we can say in general is that we're going into mid-September into early October, November. The election's coming up. It's right around the corner. Which side is going to promise the best for the housing market? We are expecting some drops in the Fed interest rate starting as early as this month. So is that going to be taking place? Is it 0.25 or is it 0.5 basis points? What will that do to mortgage interest rates as we continue into the final portion and fourth quarter of 2024 and then go into Q1 of 2025? Well, it's the first reduction in the Fed interest rate in over 4 years. So you can imagine that it's going to do something different than what we've been experiencing for the last 2 or 3 years. The expectation is that rates are going to go down. It's going to draw more people into the market. When's your time? So that's up to you. Reach out to us. Let's get a conversation started and we'll figure out a plan. My name's Ryan. I'm a licensed broker with eXp Realty. If you're still watching this, thank you. And be sure to like or subscribe. 80% of our viewers are not subscribed. So it would really help out the channel if you did. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you on the next video.